Finally, a job. For Jeka, it's the beginning of a new life. Her situation is a novelty in Kosovo, where it's nearly impossible for people with disabilities to find work. Jeka's opportunity is thanks to a non-profit organization. She's happy and simultaneously supporting her whole family. Focus on Europe. In 30 minutes on DW.
My name is Sonam Devi. I have 3 kids.
My name is Siva Mallikarjuna Reddy, age 33.
My name is Simran Sani. I like reporting, moving from one village to another.
This is India's new generation. What are their dreams? In the world's most populous country, what do they want to change in a society full of contrasts? The Indian Age. In 75 minutes on DW.
Get ready for an exciting Abenteuer full of surprises. Hi, I'm Shabnam, and I'm ready to dive into the hearts of German Kultur with you on Meet the Germans. Have you ever wondered about der Liebe for Brot or Pünktlichkeit? Wir erkunden das alles. We've got the Spaß, the Sprache, and the unexpected sides of life in Deutschland.
One small step for a robot vacuum. One giant leap for exploiting the ocean floor. Cutting-edge technology is unlocking the potential of deep-sea mining.
The vehicle's been designed to pick up nodules and leave as much sediment behind as possible.
But this time, a research team will study the possible risks first, in order to minimize them.
We have an opportunity to get it right before we even start. We have a whole new industry that will proceed only when regulations have been put in place.
Environmental activists are skeptical. Is this true nature conservation or only greenwashing? After all, there are billions to be made. Our 2-part documentary, Deep Sea Greed, starts June 7th on DW.
This is DW News, live from Berlin. Western allies remember their World War II sacrifices. The presidents of the United States and France lead ceremonies marking the 80th anniversary of D-Day. Joe Biden pays tribute to surviving veterans and recalls the huge losses suffered liberating Western Europe from Nazi dictatorship. Also coming up on the programme, dozens are killed in an Israeli airstrike on central Gaza. The attack hit a UN-run school in the city of Nazareth. Israel says it was targeting a Hamas compound inside the school. And the European Central Bank cuts interest rates for the first time in almost 5 years. Economists are saying there are growing hopes high inflation may now have peaked. I'm Anya Coops-McKinnon. Welcome to the programme. It's good to have you with us. Events commemorating the 80th anniversary of D-Day are underway in France. US President Joe Biden and the French President Emmanuel Macron are taking part in the main ceremony, remembering June the 6th, 1944. That is when thousands of Allied soldiers came ashore along an 80-kilometre stretch of the Normandy coastline to begin the liberation of Western Europe from Nazi Germany. It was the largest seaborne invasion in history. Biden said the anniversary comes at a critical time for the nations that took part.
We're living in a time when democracy is more at risk across the world than any point since the end of World War II, since these beaches were stormed.
Around 15,000 people. Spain says it will ask a UN court for permission to join South Africa's case accusing Israel of genocide in Gaza. Spain is the first European country to take the step since South Africa filed the case with the International Court of Justice last year. The Kremlin critic Yulia Navalnaya has received the DW Freedom of Speech Award. Navalnaya, who's the widow of the late Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny, says the work of their anti-corruption foundation will continue despite her husband's death. And I'm very pleased to welcome Jonathan Fowler. He's the Senior Communications Manager from UNRWA. He's joining us from East Jerusalem. Thanks so much for your time today, Jonathan. As we've been reporting, the Israeli army says Hamas was using this UN-run school as a shelter. Were you aware of Hamas activity there?
Well, we're talking about allegations here. We have absolutely no way of verifying such claims. I mean, clearly what we have said is that attacking, targeting or using UN buildings for any kind of military purposes is a blatant disregard of international humanitarian law. International humanitarian law applies to all parties in all conflicts, including this one.
DW's Mathis Richman in Frankfurt. Mathis, thanks so much. You're watching DW News. Here's a quick reminder of our top stories for you. The US President Joe Biden has joined Emmanuel Macron of France for ceremonies in Normandy, marking the 80th anniversary of D-Day. Biden honoured surviving veterans who were in attendance for the event and paid tribute to the huge sacrifices made by Allied forces to liberate Western Europe from Nazi dictatorship. Biden noted that democracy was in greater danger than at any time since World War II, and he said that today's strong NATO alliance would not walk away from Ukraine in its fight against Russia. And at least 30 people have been killed and dozens wounded in an Israeli strike in the central Gaza Strip. The attack hit a school run by the United Nations. Israel says many of those killed in the operation were Hamas fighters. And that is all we have time for. Focus on Europe is up next. I'm Anya Coops-McKinnon. I'll be back at the top of the hour. Hope you can join me then. Thanks for watching.